Hello everyone, this is a special request from Ton. This is Linkin Park's In the End, and the beginning part sounds like this. And so forth. Let's get started. Let's start with a D on the left hand below middle C right here, and then we're going to move down to a C, and then we're going to move down to a B flat, and then back up to a C. Alright, then we're going to do some repeating. The right hand is going to start on a D above middle C right here, and then up to an A, then play that A again, then down to an F, then down to an E, and then two more times for that E, and then play that E one more time with an F above it, E, F. So this E and F are eighth notes. They go a little faster. These are all quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Bop, bop, bum. All right. And now for these two measures, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on these two. All right. Let's put hands together, and you just play a left hand whole note right at the beginning of each measure there. So play these two together. This goes together, and this is together, B flat, and this is together. Now I have a repeat here, so the arrow tells us to go back and do it again, but the second time I'm going to stop at the asterisk, and I'm not going to play this measure. I'm going to skip over to this asterisk and play this measure instead. So here's the repeat. This is the repeat, so I'm going to skip over and do this measure. Okay, so what it is a C on the left hand, right here, and on the right hand I have an E and then an F. But the E and the F are half notes, so we're going to give two counts on each. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so after we skip over, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, after that, the left hand gets a bit more involved. So let's go through the left hand part here. First I'm going to show you the chords, and then we'll go over the rhythm pattern. But we have D, F, A in the left hand. That makes a D minor chord. So here's middle C. Here's the D we want. We want a D, and then an F above that, and then an A above that. And you just want to put your left hand on those notes before you even start, so you have the chord under your fingers. And we'll go over the pattern in a minute. Let's go over the second chord, which is C, E, G. So move your left hand to the left, one white key, and then you have C, and then E, and then G, right here, C, E, G. And then you move it to the left again for a B flat chord. So we have B flat on the bottom, and then a D, and then an F. So those three notes. And then we will come back to a C chord, the same chord that we did right here, C, E, G. Okay? Now let's do the pattern. After you play the third note on each measure, you're going to hold that note for a while. Bum, 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 bum. So after you play the thumb note on each measure, you're going to hold that a little while. So the first chord is D, F, A. And we're going to go D, F, A, F, A, F. See how I held the third note? D, F, A, F, A, F. Same on this measure. Bum, bum, G, bum, bum, bum. Same on this measure. Bum, 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 bum. Then we come back to the C chord. Do the same thing. Okay, the right hand doesn't have much. It's just an E above middle C, and then up to an A, to an A, then down to an F, and then down to an E, and then down to a D, and then up to an F. Now you just have to fit your right hand in there in the right places. Let me put a line there that plays together. Okay, so the first box is going to sound like this. Okay, let me do that again. Bum, 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 bum. Here's the second box. So see, notice I played this together, then I held the third note of the left hand, and then when I continued I played the right hand F with the left hand G. Bum, 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 fourth one. Now you're going to repeat this. So here's the repeat. Okay, then after that, we get a little more involved in that. We're going to play the right-hand melody that you played on the bottom there. So we're going to go back to this melody, but the left hand's going to have chord patterns instead of just single notes here. Now the chord pattern is a little bit different. So let's look at it. We have D, F, A, and then, well actually it's not any different than you did right here. The chord pattern is going to stay the same as you did on the second line here. So it's bum 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 bum. Okay, so the chord pattern is the same. So essentially what we end up doing is playing the right hand of the bottom line up here, and we play the left hand part of the second line up here. So we're kind of combining these first two lines. But anyway, the left hand again, bum 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 bum. Okay, and the right hand has that same melody. Same thing. So let's go over each box separately. Here we go. First box. The tough part is putting the hands together. Right hand plays with left hand right here. They're together on the A's. The right hand comes in between, and then the right and left hand play together right there. So that first box again is okay, and then the second box is do that second box again. Okay, now the third box. Third box again. Okay, so while the left hand's holding, the right hand's going to come in there with a note all by itself. Now here's the last box. And again on the last box. Now let me play the whole line there. Okay, now there's one more thing, so hang on. I'm going to change the board a little bit and we'll get to the next part. Okay, you need to look at the top line only up here because that's the only thing I changed. Okay, so I changed the top line. Don't look at these two. So we're doing this now. Let's look at the left hand first. I still have the D, F, A. But I'm going to add a high D on my thumb up here. Okay, so that makes all the notes. And I have accent marks on some of the notes because you're going to hit those notes with your thumb harder. So this first measure on the left hand goes bum, bum, bum. Hit that D harder. And on the second measure, C, E, G, and then middle C on the thumb, hit that C harder. Bum, 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 bum. Third measure, hit the B flat harder on the thumb. Bum, 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 bum. Then we go back to the C chord here. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, and we're holding the fourth note a little bit. Now the right hand is the same thing exactly. So putting it together, that first box goes again. The second box goes again. Third box. The fourth box. Okay, and then it repeats. It does that again, and at the end it's going to do something different. And Ton, I will send you links for the rest of this song, and so I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you later.